This is Event Explorer, a podcast about festivals, events, and experiences that shape cultures and bring people together around the world. I'm Daniel Roth, your host, and each episode I sit down with the people behind the scenes making these moments happen. Today, we're headed north to Quebec City and into the heart of winter. Carnaval de Québec is one of the longest-running winter festivals in the world. For more than 100 years, it's turned cold weather into a reason to get together, celebrate, and show off the culture of this wonderful city in a big, very public way. My guest today is Jérôme Déchêne, General Manager of Carnaval de Québec. He's responsible for shaping what the festival feels like today, while also figuring out where it goes next. That means protecting tradition, pushing creativity, and keeping an event of this scale relevant for both locals and visitors. We talk about programming the festival built for winter, how Carnival fits into the identity of Quebec City, and the decisions that come with leading something this iconic. If you like conversations about how great events are made and why they matter, subscribe to Event Explorer wherever you find your podcasts. New episodes drop regularly, and subscribing is the easiest way to keep up. Okay, let's bundle up and head to Quebec, where Jérôme and his team are prepping the 2026 Carnival. Welcome back. The Carnaval de Québec is one of the oldest and largest winter festivals on the planet, a celebration that blends deep tradition and bold new experiences every year. Our guide today is Jérôme Déchêne. He is the general manager of the Carnival, and he is the person steering its creative vision and its role in Quebec's cultural identity. Jérôme, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I am so honored to have you on. This is yes, one of the largest. This is a pride point for Quebec, the entire region. And my experience with winter festivals is we're not shy from winter here. We are building giant things out of snow. We are carving ice. And anything you can do to enjoy the cold of winter and make it as good as it can be. You guys do it. For listeners who haven't been to Quebec in the winter, besides the cold and the snow, what is the carnival's kind of essence? What's the role it plays kind of to signify and bring joy to the winter of the people of Quebec?
We all know that winter sometimes can be a difficult season for everybody. I think this is how it started, and this is what we're trying to do actually, to make people enjoy winter. And they go out and they play and they have fun, they dance, they come and see the night parade. I think it's probably the most important thing for us when we plan the carnival, to make sure that everybody is going to have a festive experience and they're going to go out and enjoy the winter.
Excellent, excellent. And you're really defining what a festival experience can be. We're almost at 100 years and 90 some iterations of the carnival dating back, I think over 100 years. We've had some years here and there that have changed how the festival's put together. This has become, a cultural touchstone in the winter. I imagine the whole city, at least in the area of the festival, is expecting this. This is kind of what people set their calendars by. How's the energy this year looking towards the festival?
Actually have a lot of snow as of now in Quebec City, which is makes people count actually Christmas seasons, but the winter carnival too. I think everyone here in the team is pretty excited. This is the most important part of our year. Actually, we've been working for on this edition for the past year and or so, and we're about to go and build the Ice Palace in like a month or so. It's beginning to be exciting for the whole team, and we get people all around the city talking about the carnivals coming up, and the excitement is building up for sure.
Awesome, awesome. And this is for people of all ages. Did you grow up in the region? Are you a hometown Quebecois?
Exactly. I grew up here in Quebec City, and I do have a memory when I was a young child, being on the shoulders of my dad, seeing the night parade. This is something that most people who live in Quebec do have a memory of that, and it dates back to their childhood, and then they want to give it back to their children as well. And when people grew up, we do have experiences for adults and stuff at the festivals. It certainly dates back, yeah.
Even just from your childhood, what was that time like, and how does that compare to what you do today? I know with the bonhomme, the spirit of it, the kind of signifiers, the icons of the festival. you have a very strong importance on keeping tradition alive. So I think there must be some recognizable pieces, and then we've advanced with whatever technology or just what events have advanced with. Do you recognize the festival from when you were a kid today? And what changes have you seen?
Actually, we do. This is something really important to us when we plan the carnival. First of all, it's a carnival, not a festival. So I'm saying festival overall.
Very good. Good.
That's some things I say too. Don't worry. Sure. I think the essence of it stays the same because we really like to keep the traditions going. We got the Ice Palace it's gonna be there every year. We've got Butter, obviously, it's the most iconic tradition we have here at the carnival. We also have ice sculptures and the night parades are something, and the ice canoe race as well. So those are the main traditions that we keep going and rolling every year, and people show up for them. They want to see people go on the St. Lawrence River with the ice and snow, and they want to see people do the ice canoe race. People gather for the night parades in Lower Town and Upper Town every year. We get like 40 to 50,000 people each year for each parade. And this is quite something actually. This is something we look forward to every year.
And
So,
this 40, 50,000 people showing up in negative weather. I mean, these are bundled up, so they are braving it. So you have to put on a very good show. Yeah, let's look at a couple of those elements. Looking at the night parade, what is the kind of breadth of this year? What length of it, or what measurement do you use of participants, of how many floats, that kind of thing this year?
we have about 300 artists that are going to perform in the parades every year. And this is a number we really try to make happen every year to make sure that the show's going to last for about 40 minutes for the people who are standing on the side of the streets. And we want to have the diversity of the performances in the parades. This is something really important to us. So we got music, dancing, circus. You get a little bit of everything actually with special effects as well. And obviously, Bonhomme was going to be on his float at the end of the parade, and people are looking forward to it.
And for those that don't know, Bonhomme is a snowman come to life, a real snowman come to life. He's got a significant. He's got the sash that is like a historical that I was reading. It's just so cool that this is really pulled from the culture so organically from the region that even he's not just some made up cartoon character. He really has a historical significance. What he wears is tied to the settlers of the Quebec region hundreds of years back to really tie that in. And then Bonhomme as well becomes one of the coolest festival passes, or is it a VIP kind of pass that everyone has to collect the figure that you create every year that is the pass to get you into all the experiences. How many Bonhommes are in your collection?
I think from my childhood collections, I probably have 20 to 20.
I thought you might.
But over here, we obviously have all 70
Beautiful.
PG that we have, and we do an exposition during the carnival about the history of the carnival. This is something we've been doing for the past couple of years. People can see them, the old 72 effigy that we made during our time. And Bonham obviously is our star.
Sure.
You just said he's a real snowman. He brings joy, he brings passion, and he brings excitement to the city and the carnival each and every year.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, just to own the snowman, it is yours, which is such a cool signifier. I'm sure kids go home and they make their own Bonhomme, and then it really does make it personal for them too, and make it, a little bit of magic in the winter. Very, very cool. Another piece of this is the Ice Palace. And I want to hear about as well scale here. This is Quebec's Ice Palace. So like how many blocks of ice? How is this coming together? How long does it take to put together this beautiful palace?
It's about 3 weeks to build the palace. We got people who are building it, and then we got the sculptures coming in to make it as beautiful as it is each and every year. And we have about 3,000 blocks of ice. It's gonna be they each weight 300 pounds. This is
Yes.
quite, and they're actually building it for about, I would say, 10 days, and then we sculptors do come in.
Okay, I see. So we do the big construction, and then we come in and add the finesse and the art to it afterward, which is very cool. And these are pros. They live for this. This is what they do. They are artists with a capital A, building this, after obviously thousands and thousands of pounds of ice are harvested and shaped into the form. What size is the palace? Does the palace stay the same design, or does the design evolve every year?
We change the design every year.
Nice.
This is something we're really proud about. And the what they're going to see with the sculptures too. We want to make it as unique as it can be each and every year. Because this year the sculptures they will represent actually the legends of Quebec, and so where each room will be inspired by a legend from Quebec here. And we also got one that was just created actually by some students that just come in Quebec. People from all over the world. I think we have 40 or something nationalities. People that just arrived in Quebec City, and they just created a new legend that is going to be showcased in this year's Ice Palace.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's not just it's history being made now and new mythologies in that way. Wow.
Yeah, you said that it's part of the culture here, and
Yeah.
this is something we're really proud about. Is that we want to make people from Quebec be as involved as they can be
Okay.
in the carnival.
And how do you go about that? Is that working, imagine, all the way from school groups to contracting musicians and artists, even probably celebrating chefs and cuisine, making sure that you offer local cuisine? How do you go about making sure it's as local as possible? I'm sure that starts in February for the next year every year, or you have these kind of reoccurring people that are always part of it?
The people who are making the Ice Palace, they come back each and every year.
I see.
The sculptures, sometimes they vary a bit, but mostly we see the same people each and every year. But the music acts, like comedians on our sites, the activities and stuff like that, we try to renew as much as we can each and every year. And we're really proud to have mostly people from Quebec City. The music is mostly in French. Like what you're gonna hear on our sites, except for some shows at night and stuff like that, is mostly French music. This is something you come to Quebec when the tourism,
What you want.
yeah, that's what you want. That's what makes it so special. We really like. I'm going to give you the example of the ice sculptures. They're going to represent expressions. From when you see a sculpture, you're going to have to match it with an expression. So it adds a level to the experience, and it connects you with the culture over here.
Lovely. I imagine I touched on that for a second, and now I really want to know is about the cuisine, about kind of like how Quebec is brought to life through the food experiences that you guys provide. How does that program kind of draw from the local culture to make sure you're offering something uniquely Quebec as well there?
We actually work with people from over here. So we have some restaurants and stuff that gonna be present on our sites. And they're gonna offer some local specialties that you're gonna get poutine for sure over here. But we do have a new partnership this year with Table du Québec, the maple syrup. And I have some a little cabin on our site to taste some maple syrup too.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, the one last thing I wanted to learn about was the ice canoe race. Just because a lot of festivals try to avoid doing things that are extremely dangerous. And from what I saw, this is explain it to me. But when you talk about a river, I want the audience to know that you're talking about a river full of giant chunks of ice, sometimes frozen, sometimes not frozen. How did this come about? And like, what does it mean to the significance of being part of this festival?
Actually, the St. Lawrence River is a pretty large river, and it connects Quebec to Lévis. This is something very unique, and this is something I wouldn't do myself. I think that the people who are going on the St. We do have all security measures and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's an extreme sport.
Yeah.
Like you go on the river with ice blocks that are going to be moving around you and stuff like that, and you're trying to win a race. So people just go down with their canoe on the St. Lawrence River. And it's a race, so they do want to win. And you got thousands and thousands of people on both sides of the river that are just cheering and looking at this. And it's pretty unique actually to see them go. They leave 15 to 20 canoeings at the same time. And then you hear the ice, the crunching of the people are walking on it with their shoes. And when the canoe hits some ice blocks and stuff like that. You just hear it from the shore. So it's really something to look into.
It's amazing. It looks extreme from all the pictures and video that I was watching. So it's a river. It's made of water. But if it's been cold enough, they might have to get up out of the river and walk the canoe over.
That actually that's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't just stand up and walk. They jump out of the canoe. Sure, they jump in and out. When they hit the water, they just
It's extreme.
go. Yeah, exactly.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Well, okay. So I think we're painting a pretty amazing picture. The wintertime might not be everyone's opportune time when they think of tourism to Quebec, but you are really being that draw for the city. I imagine as the director now are really tied in with the municipality, making sure that this all goes off without a hitch. How supportive is the community and the local government and everyone on making sure that this festival just keeps on getting bigger and bigger?
We have to have full collaboration because when you're doing a night parade and you have to block streets for a whole day in the center of Quebec to make sure that you can go for 2 kilometers with the parade, you have to have full collaboration. And we do have that. We're pretty lucky actually to have the support of the city, the support of the government too. It's part of the culture. People just want to make it happen. Sometimes we have some crazy ideas and we bring them to them and they're really open-minded and they want it to be as special as it can be.
Oh, amazing. Well, it must take an entire effort, but it's otherwise, would be a kind of dead time in the city. So now you've made it one of the most popular times of the year, particularly for you. What are you looking forward to this year for the festival? If you were to kind of pitch it to someone who's on the fence about coming, should I come this year? Should I come in the winter? What's the pitch that you give for this wonderful festival or carnival? Carnival.
I think you have to see it with
Yeah.
your own eyes because we do have some activities like ice sculptures live on our site. We do have the ice palace. You can visit all the traditions you have, but also at night we have music shows. We got a big dome with people coming in. So we get about 2,000 people gathering for each and every night for a show. We present the artists from Quebec, obviously. And we also have international artists. We got an international electronic dance party on one night. So we do have music for everybody. We do also have some, we call them the extravagance over here. So you can do abseiling on the Chateau Frontenac. You can make the party. You have a pajama party for adults that's going to go all night long at the Saglaganza, which is a private club. We also have Caillou Carnaval this year, where you'll go in a spot where you usually relax and enjoy a sweet time. It's going to be a party like you see on the sunny destinations in the south. So we try to make just some extravagance that we call over here.
Sure.
And you can actually paint on the palace at the
Oh, how cool.
festival too. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Each day is different. Activities that are going to be, we have a country line dancing too this year. We got something for everybody. Actually, you need to come for if you want to have the full experience, you come for at least a weekend and you see a night parade. This is something to look forward to.
What you're describing, and I mentioned it earlier, probably isn't exactly the festival of 1955, with a nighttime pajama party and spa parties and music concert dome. So you are pushing forward. Is it to appeal to a bit of a younger generation, keep people engaged? And you are a tourist destination, so you have to compete. Someone could leave at the same time and go to Mexico, so and be in shorts and a t-shirt. So you're providing this programming now to compete on a global stage in that way.
This is something really important for us. We want to keep the traditions going. This is what most people are looking forward to, but we want the younger generation, you said it best actually, to see the carnival for what it is today. It's an exciting environment. You have shows at night. You can make the party over here too at night. It's something that's really important for us.
Lovely. Yeah. All right, I'm sold. It just sounds really cool. It's obviously that you and the team are passionate about this, and it's a living, breathing thing. Sometimes some festivals are treated almost like it can't be changed, but you are advancing, still keeping the tradition going. So it feels young and vibrant, even at 90 some years of operation. I just want to, applaud you and the team. I wish you luck this year. I will definitely share. We talked about all of the great elements of it. There's the Ice Palace, Bonhomme, the canoe race of the Carnival. So I'll share some of those out. I really hope this triggers people to say, you know what, I'm in New York City. I could drive up. We could make the weekend of it. And knowing, my time in Quebec and Montreal, for people that live in Ontario or the States, you do really feel like you get away. So I appreciate, being so strong in culture that as soon as you are there, you're in Quebec, and once you go once, you want to go back. And I think this is the best way to make that impression. So congrats on all the success, and look forward to hearing and seeing all the great activities this year. Thanks for joining today, Jerome.
Thank you so much.
Right, take care. That's my conversation with Jérôme Déchêne of Carnaval de Québec. Huge thanks to Jerome for taking the time and giving us a look at how a winter festival with this much history continues to evolve. If you enjoyed this episode, follow or subscribe to Event Explorer wherever you listen to podcasts. It really does help the show grow and makes it easier for others to find these conversations. You can also find more episodes at eventexp.org, where we're digging into festivals and experiences around the world. Thanks for listening, and until next time, happy exploring.